Hey everyone, it's Aisha here again, and welcome back. The topic today we're going to cover is named entity recognition, our advanced health data science, from spaCy to our clinical transformers. In this lecture, we're going to find out that how do we train a model, how do we use the transformers. So basically, transformers are a thing that helps you go from the generic data to a specific kind of a data. Okay, so we're going to see how we train a model to work on our specific kind of a data that we're providing it. Okay, so the first thing is, what is your NER is basically a thing which identifies and categorizes your information in unstructured text. It acts as a highlighter. It is a highlighting tool of AI. Okay, in clinical notes, it isolates critical clinical findings, your diagnosis, your treatments from the narratives. We're going to learn by the analogy. We have the recipe model. When reading a recipe, your brain automatically isolates. You go through the ingredients, like you're using flour, you're using chocolates, you're using eggs or anything. And then you see the measurements. For example, you need two cups of the flours and you need one egg. And then you think of the tools. You're going to use an oven, you're going to use a whisk or anything else. But in the medical models, in a clinical note, the NER model detects your symptoms, your diagnosis, your medications of the patients, and all that. So the challenge of the context is generally our NLP models fail in healthcare. Why? Because the medical language is highly specialized. We use acronyms in that. Acronyms like SOB, shortness of breath, and dense terminology that require domain specific training to avoid the catastrophic misinterpretations. So we are supposed to train our models for that. This is the kind of information you're getting, and this is how you're supposed to perceive and interpret. Okay, so we have specialized toolkit here. We have spaCy, we have scispaCy, and you have domain models. What is spaCy? Is basically the industrial strength for your NLPs. It is a library. It is built for the production speed and efficiency. You have scispaCy is specialized for your surgical kits, for your medical text that contains blades for genes and your drugs. And then you have domain models. You have different models, but the models that we're going to use in the coding in this lecture for your scispaCy is NCore Sci, and that is for identifying your biomedical identities. You have the transformer revolution. It is your holistic context that your traditional models read through a straw, one word at a time. But transformer takes a high resolution photograph of the whole page at once, and this allows our model to distinguish the cold from cold, like the cold temperature and the cold that is the illness of a patient. Okay, so transformer makes it on a big scale. Okay, and then you have the medical residency of BERT. You have three kinds of BERT: the general BERT, the BioBERT, and the clinical BERT. Your general BERT, you like your Wikipedia, your college graduates, you're smart and literate, but lacks medical knowledge. You just know things. You just read them in the books. You just read them on the Wikipedia, but you don't have any medical knowledge. And then you have BioBERTs, the kind of students which are trained on millions of PubMed abstracts and textbooks. The clinical beds, they're the best kind of the residents which are trained on real world clinical notes and patient charts, which are working in the real environment and they know what is going on. You have the specialization phase. That is your task optimization. You're basically fine tune your models, you're going to fine tune your transformers. You take a pre trained model, your clinical bed, and it adapts it into a smaller specific data set. This is basically crucial for your niche tasks like rare diseases detection or your specific hospital coding requirements where standard models may fall short. So you need your own fine tuning, your own fine tuned model to work on that. We have evolution beyond accuracy. We have three matrices, and first is recall, precision, and F1 skill. Recall has its own clinical importance, and that is your ability to find all the entities. How you low scale results, you're missing a heart attack, and that is amazingly dangerous. It is dangerous, so you recall it. Precision is your exactness of the detection. It holds a clinical importance, and that is that it holds exactness of the detection. Labeling the as a disease is noisy. Okay, so you're not gonna label it as the. You're gonna tell what the disease is. You have F1 score, and that is your harmonic mean of the both things, your overall system imbalances if this scores low, okay? You have integrity and quality. No model can fix garbage data, ensure clinical notes are de-identified, and HIPAA complained before training. So as we learned in the previous lecture, we did the pre-processing on the model. We cleaned the data so that it is ready to be fixed. You can use it. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the hands-on for your code kind of a thing, and I hope it'll clear you guys how to tune your data, how to make a model. First of all, we're going to install the libraries. Just install them by the basic syntax, pip install, spaCy, and all that. It has installed the model. Okay, we're going to go step by step. We're importing all these libraries, okay, that we need. The first step, okay, so the first phase is your security and environment. First thing we're going to do here is your OSE environment, okay, here. You're using this, you're using the HF underscore token has been set as an environment variable. So you're setting an environment, okay? You're using the token here. Step 2 is your clinical NER with spaCy. Now we're doing the immediate solution, which is your scispaCy. This is off-the-shelf approach, but we're using it. It's going to be amazing. You're giving it, you're loading the data, you're using that thing that I told you that we're going to use here, and then you're taking the clinical text. A 65-year-old patient presented to the with acute myocardial infarction. The attending physician prescribed aspirin 81 mg and all that, etc. We're going to move on to, we're going to see what we're doing here. We're giving this display.render.style. Why we're doing this? So this is the visualizer, okay? This whole thing is your visualizer. It creates the color-coded highlights over the text, okay? So you're showing that exactly which word the model recognized as an entity. It is highlighting it, okay? So in the next step, we are preparing the curriculum. We're loading the data set, okay? Here we're loading the data set by using these codes. This downloads a gold standard data set from the, okay, here we're using this hug face. And why we're using that? So that we hugging face, why we're using that? So that we can extract the data directly from there. You don't need to go anywhere else. You get the data of your choice and you can train a model over that, okay? So we did that at the start as well. We loaded the data sets and extract labels dynamically. Why we're doing this? Why we have to label list? We're doing this because we extract the specific tags like B disease, I disease, X disease. You're labeling the diseases, okay? So we're labeling it. And the next step, we do the technical heart, the tokenization and alignment of your model. So our model name is this, where we give it a random name, okay? We're gonna do the tokenization. We're gonna do the auto tokenization here from the pre-trained model. You're going to give it a model name, and then we have your model. This is your whole model. On this model, we're going to do the tokenization and alignment knowledge logic. Here we define the tokenize, we align the labels that we gave priorly here. We take, okay, for example, there's this, what is the problem here? The problem the BERT uses is sub-word tokenization. So if there is a word like lisinopril, okay, so what it is going to do, it is a big word, it is going to tokenize it with listen and opril. But what we need, we have to provide the whole word. So we're going to take the alignment knowledge by words underscore IDS here. We're going to do the labels so that we take the whole word, not just tokenize the word like that, okay? We're going to take it, we're going to label it. Here we have -100. Why are we using this -100? This is basically a magic number. This is a magic model we're using here. Why we do this? Special tokens like CLS and SCP, they are not real, okay? So we use this magic number for them, and this is a magic number in PyTorch. Why this tells that the model ignore this while you're calculating the error. Okay, so we're using this magic number so that we tell our model that you're supposed to ignore this when you're calculating the error. Okay, in the next step, we tell our model to learn things. We put a learning rate for our model. Yeah, this is simple. You're tokenizing it again. Small slice for speed. You're seeing what the speed is. You define the data collector. You're putting the data collector here. Okay, where did that learning thing go? We're gonna train learning rate. Yeah, Here it goes. You're gonna tell the model that you're gonna learn on this specific rate. Why we use a tiny number? We don't want the model to forget what it already knows about English. We just want to nudge. We just want to tell the model that it's towards recognizing the medical patterns. It does know the English already. So we're taking on a very slow number here. Okay, then we have your numerical chain approaches. That is one. Why we're taking it one? So that we tell the model that you're supposed to look through the whole data set once. We have the batch size as 8. Why we're taking it as 8? The model looks at 8 sentences at a time to find the patterns before it updating the internal brain. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we are gonna collect the data collector. Here we have, let's go on from here. We have the trainer, we have our model, we have training arts, we have trained the data set that we tokenized and trained, and then we have, yeah, and then we have processing, our class tokenizer. We renamed this for the tokenizer, okay? And then we collect the data, we print it, we set up the complete. Now you can train the model by running the trainer.train. What is trainer.train? It starts the mathematical process of comparing the model guesses to the gold standards, the standard that is set, the answers in the NCBI dataset you have, and correcting the model wherever it is wrong. So this is very important of a step. Okay, this is the output you're getting. This is has been, you set the environment, you load the libraries, you do the tokenization, you tell it the patient entity, it tells that this patient is an entity, your is an entity, your acute myocardial infarction is an entity, and all that. Now here the model loaded, the model is done, it is trained, it has done everything, it did everything you needed. You have your notes, it's aligning your tokens as labels, you labeled it, and you have setup complete. Now you can train your model. Okay, so now your model is amazingly trained. This is how this is gonna work. And this is it. This is how you train your model. I hope it is all clear to you guys. Just practice it once and you'll be good to go. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.